All right, our bunny head's looking so great. So one of the things I did to come back here and add a little bit of lightness is I used the end of my pencil eraser to create some light spaces. But when I did that, I got the pencil eraser all dirty, which means it's no longer going to erase very well. So on a different piece of paper, I'm just going to erase nothing, and that will clean off the tip of my eraser. Alright, so after I remove some of the graphite from my eraser, I'm going to come back and show you how I added some of the light details, even on the bridge of his nose a little bit. So you just have to kind of sit it. Oh, that's a little too much. That's no problem. We'll come back in here and add it back in. It never was. But you kind of place it in the spot you want it in, and then just kind of move it around a little bit. If it gets to be too large of a space, you can just feather in a couple more little hairs there. I feel like it's much too dark right here. You can also just kind of tap your eraser. Okay, and then there you go. I also came around the edges of his whiskers here, and I erased some of the dark hard lines on the edge. So the other thing that our cute little bunny has is it has this little line of white fur that kind of rims the bottom of his chin and the side of his face. And we're going to add that into our little guy. So the only thing we need to accomplish that is we need another line of really soft fur that kind of follows but gives a gap between his current lip area. Okay, I'm going to erase that because it's too dark right there. And then tiny little light hairs. And it's just going to give the illusion that he has this little white muzzle area or white outline. And when I come back in and shade the rest of his body, I'll make sure not to get up in there. It gets a little longer out here, so I can make some of these pencil marks a little longer. And when they get longer, they taper together. And then it kind of blends in and disappears up here near his eye. So I'm going to blend that in. I'm actually going to darken this up right here so we don't lose the edge of his face. Okay, come in. Just going to blend that a bit. I'm not going to try to add too much graphite to that area though. Oh, he's so cute. It's a little puffy right there. I'll make it a little lighter and smaller of an area. Okay. I also want to come in here and add a little bit more depth to his eye. So I'm going to darken it up here towards the left side of it and towards the corner and on the very edge here because it is a sphere shape. So the edges might be a little darker. There, I'm going to leave that kind of like a little bit lighter. Oh, he's looking great. Okay, the last big detail we're going to focus in on his face are these little whisker marks. We're not going to do it exactly. He's got 4 pretty prominent ones in the shape of a diamond that come just a little above his nose. That's where they start, and they kind of live in that area. So we're going to start there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the other side, I can see about 3 pretty prominent ones towards the edge of his little face. Okay, I've got a couple of lighter ones down here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add the whiskers in. We're going to want to keep our pencil really light for this. I'm going to kind of pick up and over. Then for this one, it's gonna go down. I don't like the way that looks. Okay. Okay. I ended up just doing 4. I'm sure he has more whiskers than that in real life. But that's all we're going to show in our picture. And then a couple off the edge here. Might show one disappearing behind the little cheek. Okay. Maybe one more up here. Oh, that's a nice wiggly line. If you feel those are too dark, just kind of tap them with your eraser. Okay. Alright, so that is the majority of what we're going to do. I also added a little bit of a dark. He has a little bit of a dark detail on that side of the eye. So I add a few darker lines there. And blend